Who's in the room tonight?
We got a case.
Welcome to Love on Trial, where
Excuses get cross-examined.
Red flags get entered into evidence.
in toxic love, yes, a life sentence. I'm the recoverist, and this is a Love on Trial, real talk with the recoverist. And as you can see, I've got my love litigators here, Jay and Chanel,
Hello.
and we have our guest, love litigator, Byron.
What's going on?
All right. So we're here today talking about the skinny, what's going on out in the world. And today we are going to talk about gender roles. Are we ready for this?
All right, we're ready. We're
So
ready.
we're going to talk about, do gender roles still exist in relationships in 2026? We'll start there and then we'll dive a little deeper.
All right. In my opinion,
Okay, Jay's ready.
yeah, in my opinion, gender roles do very much.
Court's in session. Sorry.
In my opinion, gender roles still very much exist, but it's now changing more and more as we move away from a traditional way of life. So I'll leave it there for now. But yes, I would say gender roles do still exist,
All right, Chanel.
and
what say
gendered
you?
expectations.
So you say, okay, let's clarify. So you say there are still both gender roles, specific roles and expectations.
And gendered expectations, correct.
Okay. All right. What do you say? Chanel?
I think gender roles do still exist, as well. I think people try to pretend that they don't and try to make up some new, not even a new gender, but just a new way of trying to do relationships. But it doesn't work because it's still based in the realm of gender roles. So I think people try to buck that system, but it's forever perpetuating. So I think gender roles do exist. Yes.
The further away you get from comfort and civilization, the more gender roles come back. The more comfort and privilege you're in, the further away people can go from gender roles. But when it gets down back to reality or in crisis situations, gender roles magically pop back up and appear.
Okay. Byron, what are your thoughts on it? Do gender roles still exist in 2026?
I don't think they exist in the traditional way.
Okay. All right,
Just
all right.
because we're in a time where guys are girls and girls are guys. And I mean, women sometimes make more money than the man. The man might be staying at the house, taking care of the house while the woman goes out. Just not in the traditional sense. Let's just say it like that. I don't think gender roles still exist. They're still out there, but I think it's changed over time.
Okay. So
Definitely.
let me pose it this way to you guys because I agree that there's definitely, I think the lines are getting blurrier and blurrier and blurrier. But when I look at whenever I try to look at society, I try to look at the herd, right? So if by herd, I mean what do most people like? If you were gonna, not the, there's always extremes on either end of the spectrum, but as far as the herd goes, by and large, gender roles still exist. And even looking at it from a herd perspective, I still think those lines are starting to blur.
I think we should get rid of gender roles.
Okay, so say more about that. What do you mean?
So, and what I mean by that is societally, I think we should get rid of gender roles and we should install gender roles interpersonally. So, what I mean by that is if you're in a personal relationship, so if it's me and my old lady and we're together, we set our own gender roles. Hey, I'm the man, you're the woman. I expect this out of you because you're the woman. I believe that's a woman's role. You can expect this out of me because I'm a man and that's a man's role, et cetera, et cetera. But in society at large, I think we should remove gender roles and just treat everybody as people, and we can treat everybody with the same respect. But I don't think men should be expected to give up their seat for a woman just because they're a woman. I don't
That's
think
where I was gonna go.
for strange women like chivalry, I think we should just treat. No, I'm saying that she's a stranger. Yeah, so a woman should know. Just because right, that I don't even know. I think we should do away with all that. The women don't owe anything to the men, and the men don't owe anything. And then, within your personal group, right, and your interpersonal relationships, you all can establish whatever rapport you want or gender roles you want, and that you're comfortable with within your personal relationships. But societally, I think we should just do away with them all, remove them all, and just treat everybody with, respect, but no special treatment because you're a woman or because you're a man.
Well, I mean, I think, again, I just talked about going from one extreme to another. That feels like an extreme to me to just forego them altogether. Um,
Why is that?
because I think at the end of the day, no matter, civilizations come and go, the way people view roles comes and goes. Even if
Yes.
you look back 1,000, 100, years ago, 5,000 years ago,
Yes.
there's so many things that stay the same and so many things that change. And then there's so many things that go back around and it comes back around again. However,
Hmm.
what you're born, the anatomy hasn't changed. Like there's no new
Mhm.
anatomy. So you can only either be born physiologically male or physiologically female. There are some small cases where people are
Well, what does
born
that have to do with
intersex
gender roles?
because no matter, just say if you got rid of all the society, all the rules, and you just went to or even if just went to like school, right, where all the it's gonna always be both because we're physiologically different.
Based
So I
upon that society and the needs they're in. I
cannot
agree with that.
carry as heavy a load as you can
I agree with
as a
that.
female and
But
you're
we
male.
don't live in a society anymore. That's why I said the further away you get from civilization, the stronger gender roles become. And the more civilized and comfort you live in, the more gender roles go away. We live in a society now, this day and age or whatever, where everything largely is outsourced. You used to have to depend upon the group for your survival. Now that we do not have to depend upon the group in the same manner, you still should have a group and a family and everything, but people have been tricked so much that they
You
don't
mean
even
like
think
tribally,
that's important. Right.
where everybody
Right. Everybody
men
does
all go
something.
hunt.
Right. But what I'm saying is the reason that we had those gender is because everybody depended upon we don't live like that anymore. So what everybody does, and people forget that gender roles is there's things called for the man and there's things called for the woman. But we live in a day and age now where nobody wants to be beholden to anything, and we don't all belong to the same group. So I say just do away with it all and just have gender roles in your interpersonal relationships where you understand each other and can set the roles that you're comfortable with. But societally, I think we should just do away with that notion.
Well, I still disagree that
Why would you
that's
disagree with? What's bad
because
about that?
well, what's bad about it is because then, again, going back to the herd, whenever you have a society, right,
Mhm.
which is a group of people who have decided to live in a certain place, if you don't have structure and systems and structure in place for expected behavior by and large
Mhm.
for the herd, right? Then you have chaos. So what would that look like if
I'll tell you what it looks like because it's not difficult. And I'm not saying, I'm all about system and structure. This is an absence. What I'm saying is you would set up
against it,
your own system and structure within your own interpersonal relationship. So say, for example, say you're a woman, you believe men should behave X amount of way.
right?
You within your personal group, your father, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, your personal male friends, and even your romantic male partners, you can set that standard, have that conversation with them, say, hey, I think men should blah, 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 blah,
But
blah,
see,
and set it within the
if
thing.
you do
But
that,
you
then you
do not
can't.
have the right to impose. Let me finish. You do not have the right to impose this standard on people who do not know you, who are not beholden to you, and you don't want to be beholden to them. I've heard women say things like, I don't owe you a smile. We don't owe men a smile. We don't owe you if you talk, I don't owe you a conversation. I don't owe and I agree. That's why I said do away with all of it because it's not gonna be one-sided where men are supposed to hold up to each other, whatever, and then women have to do women have made it clear they don't want to be beholden to anything.
Oh,
And I agree
I
with
don't
that.
agree with that. I don't
I
agree with
agree
that.
with that.
I don't. Even
But
as a
for
woman,
that
I
to
don't
work,
agree
you have to
with
do
that
away with all
because
of it.
I don't agree with that, and that's why we're seeing a large decay in the way
You
people
don't
date.
agree that
And
women feel that way, or you don't agree that women should feel that way? Which
I don't
one?
agree that women should feel that way.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think the reason there's people have so much difficulty dating is
Mhm.
the essential part of dating is finding a partner. And
Yes.
the way we find partners is we look for people who believe the way that we do
Mhm.
and that we see things, by and large
Similarly.
the same way, similarly. And
Mhm.
if there's no there are no
Expectation.
standards and there
Right.
are no expectations,
What I'm saying
then
is you
there's
said it all
butterflies.
individually.
And nobody knows how who to go to or who to not go to,
Mhm.
who to it's a breakdown in society.
It's not, and so here's why it's solved, right? And here's why what I'm talking about is only fixed. People like to talk out of both sides of their mouth. You can't have it both ways. You can't have an expectation of men without an expectation of women. So what we had in days past was they called it chivalry. The man's gonna put down a jacket over the puddle and
Right.
blah 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 blah. But that came with an expectation of women. Women could just do whatever they want to do. They had to conduct themselves in a certain manner.
Right.
What we have in this day and age is women don't want to be beholden to any set standard that men have set for them.
Right.
That's fine. But with that, you lose the chivalry and things that come, all this stuff comes at a price. So I'm saying let's do away with all of it and let your only expectations be to those who you personally are connected with. Now I'm not talking about, simple civility.
You're not gonna be able to
I'm
get
talking
connected.
about simple. I'm not talking about removing simple civility and all that stuff. But I'm talking about I'm sitting down on the bus and you're a woman, so I'm just gonna give you my seat because you're do away with all these things.
Why would that just not be simple kindness?
Because if you're a woman, if you're an able-bodied woman and I'm an able-bodied man, the only reason that I would be giving up my seat, that is sexist. That's what all these things are. They are sexist. Sexist is special treatment based upon your sex. So I'm going to give you special treatment because you're a woman and I'm a man. I'm going to treat you specially because of that. It's no other reason. It's not that you can't stand. My legs might hurt. I might have just been on my feet all day. But that's an example of a societal gender role and standard that used to exist. That's just one example. But I don't think that if the social contract is going to be breached and women don't want to be beholden to certain things, I think that's fine, but I think we should just remove all of it. Let's just do
I
away
don't
with
think
all
you
of it.
can do because it goes
Do
back
away
to
with
the
all of it.
herd. You have by and large, most all women don't feel that way. There is
Most
a segment
That's the
of
sentiment
women
of social
who
media
feel
then.
that way,
That's the
and
sentiment.
and those women may be on social media, but I don't think that's
Okay, well let me ask
any
you and
group on
Chanel.
social
Let me
media.
ask you and
Hold on,
Chanel.
I don't think any group on social media can represent women at large because I don't even
No,
participate in
but
social
they
media, so
represent
my view is not even represented
they
there.
represent a large sentiment. But okay, let me ask you, Chanel, what should women owe men in this gender in this thing this what do women owe to the men?
What do women owe to the men?
Correct. Because in this system of the gender roles and the social contract stuff like this, when men had chivalry, they had to behave in a certain way towards women. What do women owe to the men under that social contract that you think that women should enforce? And if you can't think of anything, that's a problem right
I
there.
mean, it's not that I can't think of
Because
anything,
I can give you 3 just off the top.
but I mean, I would assume one would be if you're out with a gentleman or whatever, you're dating someone or something like that.
No, 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 not that you're dating, that you have no personal tie to. Because the giving up your seat, I'm not giving up my seat to her because we're in a relationship. That's just a standard that a man should defer to a woman. And so I'm talking about what does a woman owe to men, not that they're familially connected to or
Okay.
romantically connected to. Just because he's a man and I'm a woman, what do they owe to the men?
I mean, just decent respect would be
See, they
one.
can't come up with
I don't know.
anything.
I don't understand. Maybe you can give your
Let me give you example. Let me give you examples of what men owe to under that type of society.
Okay.
Giving up your seat, right?
Okay.
If it's raining, letting you use my umbrella. I'm getting wet and holding an umbrella for you, right? If it's
So
raining,
give her an
okay?
example
No, no,
of
no. I'm giving.
what a
I'm giving.
woman would be.
No, 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 no. And that's why I'm not going to give you the answer. That's why I'm asking. I'm proving a point that men. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm not trying to make.
His
So
point is
No,
that
my point is
you
that
don't have to do anything for them.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's what I am saying. Let me give you one more for the men though.
Okay.
When you work at somewhere like carrying heavy things,
Yeah.
man, if you're at the same job, now I'm not talking about romantic relationships.
Yeah.
I'm talking about y'all work at the same job, something heavy got to get picked up. It defaults to the men to do it, even though we're the same position, same job. Heavy things get lifted by the men. That now it's not that the woman can't even carry it. It's just heavy. Okay, the man gonna do it. I'm saying in a society, it's one sided. And I'm saying if it's going to be one sided, let's just do away with all of it. But I'm asking y'all as an example, and y'all can't name anything
Okay.
of what the
Couldn't
woman
name
owes to the
anything.
man. Okay,
So-
what okay,
Okay,
go
I have
ahead.
a question. So is it one thing that I'm thinking of would be to what I think
Uh-huh.
let me say this. one thing I think why men have an issue with doing chivalrous things is because women tend to have a sense of entitlement and they don't feel thankful or grateful for it.
That's one.
So
Yes.
I guess having a sense of gratitude, like, oh, thank you, or acknowledging that what the man just did out of kindness or
Being
whatever.
appreciative.
Being appreciative would be one. But I mean
That doesn't count as giving a man anything.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what else I could do. What I could.
It's only women benefiting. So okay, no, okay. So give me an example.
Because that's not
Okay,
women
recover's
don't
give a thing.
do the same thing,
What
men.
would be an what would your answer?
I'm not gonna answer this one for y'all.
He's not gonna answer me.
I'm not gonna
saying
answer
that,
this for y'all.
we don't do. What
So then, what is it that we don't do? I'm trying to learn.
You don't do anything. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're proving. Is y'all don't do anything. That's my point.
What would be something that you would expect in return? Is what I'm asking.
I know what you're asking, but I'm saying I'm not going to answer it because I want this to be a testament that they have no answer. I'm not gonna give you. I'm asking you. What? Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
How about that? A real life example.
Okay.
So, yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before,
Mhm.
the Amazon guy came and he was bringing my boxes, and he had them stacked up, and he was struggling. So I went to open the gate for him, and then when he was going up the steps, I said, "Let me go get you some water." So I went and got him some water, and he was like, "Thank you." He stopped and he drank it because it was very hot outside. But because I appreciated him picking up those boxes and bringing them in the house for me, because I was not about to do it because they were heavy, and because not just because it was his job, but because in my mind he's the man and he should be bringing these up the stairs because I'm not doing that.
Okay. You had a gendered expectation.
But at the same time, I felt it was my duty to appreciate him, to assist him by opening the door and then giving him some water to help him cool down and refresh himself after he just did something for me.
Now, here's where that falls apart. That's great. That's to me, that's an act of kindness. That's not a gendered act. So let's break this down. Let me ask you a simple question. No. Let me ask you a simple question. Let me ask you a simple question. If it was a woman struggling, would you have still opened the gate for her? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. Yes or no? That's a simple question. If it were a woman Amazon worker struggling with packages and would you have opened the door for her? Yes or no?
Yes, I would.
Okay. If you saw it was hot and then what happened?
With them boxes, no.
And that's what I'm saying. And then you don't have to because that's her job. What I'm talking about, you didn't do that because he's my point is that is no. My point is you would have done that for a woman. No, that's an employee. No. That's an employee. No, hold on. Let me make this point. No. Let me make this point. Because I said that there's a difference between kindness and gendered expectation. What you did was an act of kindness. What I'm talking about is gendered expectation. The example with the seat on the bus, I'm doing this for no other, not because you're doing anything for me. It's because I'm a man and I see that you're a woman. I'm going to defer to you in this way. What you did was an employee doing their job for you. So they're already doing something for you. In my example, you're doing nothing for me. But I'm doing something for you. Men, they'll never understand.
Still expect this guy to
men listening, they'll never understand that. They don't want to hear it.
Okay, so
they don't want to hear it.
I just thought of a scenario where I would defer to a man because he is a man.
Okay, give me an example.
In the case of where I am in danger, if I'm at a bank and the bank is getting robbed, I'm going to defer to all the men in the room. Period. I'm not going to be, oh no, I got it, fellas. I got it. Let me take this man down.
Well, let me ask. Okay, listen. If there's danger afoot, they gonna let you take care of all the problems. That's not deferring to him.
It's not let you.
That is deferring to a man because
that's self-serving. What I'm talking about is that serves you to do that.
Praise him. Praise him.
No. My point. No. My point is, and this is men, and this is why I'm not answering this. This is what I'm saying. No. Yes, there's an answer, but I'm point. This is. Hold on. Listen. Hold on. Stop it.
Y'all want to hear that?
This is.
This is. Want to hear that because it was
men. Do not fall for these traps. All right?
I cook dinner.
Do not fall for this level of genjutsu. Does not work on me. Listen, I already said remove
Nobody said get
interpersonal relationships And I already, Byron, didn't I say remove interpersonal relationships?
You did.
I said it doesn't count because obviously we defer to one another in our personal lives because we have a personal connection. I already said remove that. The fact that the only thing that they could use was to go to a personal thing, it proves my point. They cannot do it because they do not do it.
I would cook.
That's what I'm saying. That proves my point.
If we were in a camp and it was a storm, I would be in the kitchen cooking and I wouldn't expect the men to be in there cooking with me. I would be cooking for everybody and I'd be like, y'all, I got it. And I'd be like, Chanel, come on, let's go cook.
The gender
Let's
roles
go
that are
do
expected
this.
of women are in a domesticated
Exactly.
context. So I'm not going to cook dinner for some random man walking down the street. No, I'm not going to do
Okay,
that.
okay. So I'm saying, so then what is your end of the social? That's what I'm asking. What is your nut? Okay, so you don't know. Recover. What is your
I just told
upholding?
you.
No,
I
no,
told you.
removing a personal,
Two sides to every point.
no personal relationship. I'm
There are
talking
two
about
sides. I just gave you
restraining.
the example that if we
Oh, if we were in an internment camp, you would cook for everybody. If we happen to find ourselves, there's a kitchen with food. Okay.
that is attributed in the female.
Okay, well, name those. What are the things attributed to female? What should women do? Cook?
Help take care of the
You say
children.
clean?
I'll
Children, watching
contribute to
children?
cleaning.
Okay.
I'm not cleaning. I'm just not doing that.
Okay, but we got so let me ask. So cooking, cleaning, and tending the children is that safe to say those are women gender roles? You all agree?
Those are roles that in that particular case would be needed, but I wouldn't
Is it
expect
safe to
men
say those
do
are gender
them.
roles? Is it safe to say those are female gender roles?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So cleaning
For-
children. Are there? Is there anything else?
No, I mean
Anything I
there are
say
a
is
lot of
gonna
other
be the wrong
things.
answer, so
There
I
are
don't
other
want to answer
things.
these questions.
Okay. You said what?
I feel like anything I say is going to be the wrong answer.
No, it's not. It's not that it's the wrong. It's not that it's the wrong answer. I'm not twisting anything. Byron, do you see how they're unable to give any examples
I see
of
where you're
outside
coming
of a
from.
personal relationship?
Yeah.
Outside of a personal relationship.
It's supposed to think, oh my
So back to what I was saying. My thing is, and why we should do away with them, right? Do away with it because if we live in a time now, where women are like, "Hey, I don't need to smile. Don't talk to me. Don't approach me."
That's
in
not
public.
women. That's
Don't-
some people.
That's the sentiment of women right now, and
That's not mine.
and that. But obviously,
It's not that we don't.
that's
wait,
the
wait.
sentiment.
It's not
Hold on,
that
let me
we
finish
don't.
what I'm
No,
saying.
no, no. It's
Let me
not
hold
that
on. Let me
we- wait,
finish.
wait,
Let me
it's
let
not
me
that
finish.
we
Let me
don't
finish
need
what I was
to
saying. Though.
smile. It's that we don't need to smile at the request of some random man demanding I smile for you just to make you feel okay. That's what it is.
That's the
Because
same thing as what I said.
I've had plenty of random men. I'm minding my business, walking to the gas station. I could be on cloud 9, but I'm not walking around with a big old smile on my face.
Okay.
They say, "Oh, why you smile? You're too pretty to not be smiling." And I'm like, I'm fine. I don't have to smile just because I'm walking down the street. That's where that comes from. It's not that we don't want to smile.
Listen,
I don't need to smile just because you want me to smile.
expectation. This is what it comes down to, and this is why I said do away with all of it. And that's my position.
It's fine.
Do away with all and replace it with it is personal and replace it with interpersonal expectations. So amongst your personal group and who you deal with, you have the expectations. Hey, in our family, in our group, women conduct themselves like this, men conduct
That's
themselves
how
like
it is
that,
anyway.
and that's fine. But that's what I'm saying. Remove all the societal expectations of
You
strangers and
can't.
people you don't know. Yes, you can.
Because
Yes, you can.
because they're social mores.
No,
And
you can remove
we are
it.
taught them.
And they're slowly being removed in real time.
They're being questioned. They're being challenged. They're being swapped. They're being a whole bunch of things. But what they haven't been is disbarred entirely. And that's not ever going to happen.
I think that we
because
should.
of the herd. The herd is your majority of people are in line. The majority of people follow the social norms. The majority of people believe in family and women and men and stuff like that.
I think the social contract today that doesn't apply anymore. I think it's been broken.
What you're seeing is it because of the freedom and access to social media and platforms where people's voices are amplified, and so it seems louder because there's so many ways to hear them. You're hearing a lot of extremist points of views come forward and ways of being, and a lot of people are exploring those, right or wrong or indifferent. People are exploring those, and you're seeing, and then some. They're trying stuff, and they're watching other people try stuff and saying, "Oh, well, I want to try that too." For example, let's stay on this subject because we're talking about gender roles, and all the questions we had just done went out the window, y'all. So What do you think of the
We
idea
can
of
still get the
all
question.
men who are painting their fingernails? Does it matter if they're painting their fingernails black? Does that mean that they're not gay if they are painting their fingernails black? Versus, looking at
Yeah,
Chanel.
men have
Chanel,
all.
show me, can your nails look like that and that still be considered male behavior? Or what are your
Hell
thoughts
no.
about that?
No.
Go ahead, Byron.
No. There's probably a difference. I'm not with any sort of paint my nails black, red, any sort of color. It don't matter. But it's different if you do it like that. Men shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing that.
What night? Like when you say like
Painting
that?
each of it.
Like painting them like that.
Like
Black is
Chanel,
black, but like black is
Chanel
one
has
thing.
long, pointy, pretty, multicolored nails. So you're saying that it's not okay for men to do their nails like that?
No, I know men.
But you
They
said it
men
is
get.
okay to paint them black.
I mean, if they really want to feel like it, I'm not with the paint nails at all. Just because I guess, because like you're talking about going back to gender norms.
Yeah.
I was raised, you don't do that. I'm from the old school.
What about the
So
men who dyed their hair all these different colors? Just
The
the same
spectrum,
color, the
the
same color you see
spectrum,
women doing, guys are doing.
right? The spectrum is slowly sliding, and that's a societal thing. I
How about
don't
men wearing skirts and
and dresses and purses and stuff.
big,
Yeah.
purses, man purses.
Heels.
The line is definitely sliding and moving. That's why I said you do away with all of it and just within your group set the standards that you want. And just let whatever else, just
I
let it
agree.
do without
Then
what?
you have chaos.
No, just let whatever else do without what, no expectations, and just have expectations from an interpersonal level within your group, and just let the rest of the stuff be the rest of the stuff.
Then you
Because for the gender roles aspect, for the gender, all the expression stuff, whatever. But for the gender roles, which is unless we can understand that there are things expected of women and it's that you have to do for the social contract that you may not want to do, right? Whatever that thing is. But yes, there are things that you have, just like you want the man to defer to you, to carry the heavy stuff for you, to let you have the seat, to hold the umbrella for you while he get wet in the rain, to if it's a dangerous situation, he don't know you from a can of paint, but you want him to protect you. Just like you have these actual tangible expectations of men that they may not want to do, but it's expectation because they're the man and you're the woman. There has to be expectation that the man can have the woman that the woman has to do because she's a woman and because he's a man. And if we cannot agree on that or set that, I say just do away with all of it. Don't force it. Just let it all go.
Are you busy?
Am I busy?
Are you busy? Because what I want you to do, because we're going to end it here, because I think we're in alignment that we agree to disagree. But you raised an interesting point, and I want you to stick around. I think we should do a short, because what you're making me think about is the question about women getting flued out. Have you heard of that? Getting flued out?
I don't understand what the connection is.
So because gender expectations, women are getting
Oh.
flued out and men are leaving them at the airport because they didn't fulfill an expectation. I think we need to talk about that and dig deeper. Is that right or is that wrong? But for now, we're gonna end it here. And you come back for the next episode because we're gonna pick this up. I think this is a conversation worth having. We didn't even get to the questions because it just was so much. But as the recoverers, the verdict is always about healing and about showing up and being your best self in your relationship. And if that means that you and your partner assign roles that are pertinent to you and serve you both within the confines of your relationship, on that, what Jay mentioned, I definitely agree. And that is what I teach my couples. Your relationship is an agreement and a contract. You come together and come to agreement on who should do what's important to the both of you, and what makes you both happy in your relationship. So I want all of you the same. Please come back because the conversation is going to continue. Get in these comments. We want to hear your works and your thoughts today. But till next time, we'll see you. Bye. Case dismissed.
All right.
Okay.
Be sure to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button and leave your verdict in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And make sure you follow us online on Instagram at Love on Trial ATL for special behind the scenes footage and special updates.
Do you need to put your love on trial? If you want to be a guest couple on the show or share your story, please send us an email at loveonchildcasting@gmail.com. Until next time, keep asking the hard questions, keep growing, and remember, every great relationship deserves a fair trial. See you next week.